From one scene of that chase, Kristi.
Yes, the chase began in Sandusky. At one point, it was heading north on Interstate 280 before continuing here along I-75 South. It finally ended near Bowling Green when responders were able to get that truck off the road with spikes.
That part of the election. Kristi?
Yes, we're here at the Columbus Firefighters Union, Local 67. We still have about an hour before we can get inside, but that's where the Democratic challengers for the governor's office are inside watching and waiting. Now, this campaign has had its set of challenges, but despite those challenges...
13 ABC's Kristi Leigh has more on how to stay safe at the fireworks and why that's so important. Kristi?
Yes, an average of 200 people go to the emergency room every day with fireworks-related injuries during the month surrounding July 4th. A reminder of the steps to keep safe could make a huge difference this week. First off, in the state of Ohio, you're going to need to fill out one of these just to transport the fireworks. That doesn't mean you have the right to set them off.
So it's important to make some new habits.
Helen Back says to take your purse and or briefcase and your cell phone and throw it in the back every time you leave. That way, when you do have a child in the back seat, when you go to grab your stuff, you'll be reminded the child is there. Yes, the mayor arrived safely back in Toledo about an hour ago. He was meeting with Chrysler CEO Sergio Marchionne in Auburn Hills. It was important to him that he have that face-to-face meeting to address comments he had made about a week ago to journalists.
At the Lucas County Fairgrounds Mall Meet, live now with our organizers got ready. Kristi.
Yes, this rib-off has been going on for more than 3 decades now. And so when the water crisis happened over the weekend, organizers, they were going to be prepared for it. They said that no matter what happened, they were going to be ready and that there was no way they were going to let this water crisis dampen this event. Now, vendors, of course, it was a concern for them as well. I have the owner of Dietz Barbecue with me, Trevor Dieter. What were your thoughts when they announced?
This is 13 ABC Action News.
It's Saturday, August 16th. Time now is 9:31. Good morning.
And when you head out this morning, you'll no doubt find plows clearing the streets.
Yes, some proud classic car owners showed off their vehicles in suburban Detroit last night. This might bring back a few memories. Take a look at this about...
You're going to have to eventually shovel off the driveway.
Or snow blow it, if you're lucky.
Or recruit somebody to do it for you for free. Meteorologist Kelly.
Well, Kasich had a substantial lead in the polls over challenger Ed Fitzgerald all throughout the race. And we want to head to 13 ABC's Kristi Leigh at Democratic headquarters in Columbus, also where Fitzgerald spoke to his supporters about the uphill battle of the campaign.
The race was called in Governor Kasich's favor early on, just after the polls closed. And just about an hour after that, Democratic gubernatorial nominee Ed Fitzgerald was giving his concession speech.
I want to congratulate Governor Kasich on his victory, and I truly, truly wish him well and the state well in the next 4 years.
Many opinion polls had indicated this is how the Ohio governor's race would end up for the challenger, Ed Fitzgerald. Even he himself conceded it was a tough campaign.
And I just want to say that this campaign from the very beginning was waged against the odds. It was waged against great concentrations of wealth and power.
While Fitzgerald seemed to give a calm speech, some of his colleagues were more heated.
We ought to be all ashamed about how this election has played out and what's most important.
Ohio Democratic Chairman Chris Redfern didn't think the governor's race was a fair fight.
When you're outspent 20-1, when transactional government at its best, the only thing I'm surprised about is John Kasich's not in the witness protection program, because you and I have not heard from him. We haven't heard from him publicly. Everything is controlled.
In the end, there was a reoccurring theme in tonight's speeches. We heard over and over again, enjoy your drinks and look to tomorrow. The Ohio Democratic Party has high hopes for 2016. Reporting in Columbus, Kristi Leigh, 13 ABC Action News.
And voters, several breaking news stories tonight. The first involves a high-speed chase covering several miles in a few counties. Police say it started after a theft at a convenience store. 13 ABC's Kristi Leigh live from one scene of that chase. Kristi?
Yes, the chase began in Sandusky. At one point, it was heading north on Interstate 280 before continuing here along I-75 South. It finally ended near Bowling Green when responders were able to get that truck off the road with spikes.
This is outside the normal for even a motor vehicle pursuit, given the size of the vehicle being a semi-truck.
Sandusky City Police say the chase began when a theft of a lamp and other items such as dog shampoo and a dog sweater were stolen from a Dollar General in Sandusky.
We didn't know what had been stolen or even from where. All we knew was he was originally wanted in a theft investigation.
Sandusky City Police say when the semi-truck driver wouldn't stop for them, they had to get troopers involved, and the chase ensued involving several other units and passing through many jurisdictions. They say the chase passed through 4 counties, spanned well over 60 miles, and lasted almost 2 hours.
Amazingly, he did not strike anything from between Sandusky and here.
Sandusky City Police chose to continue the chase because of the size of the vehicle, and there was concern over whether there were other issues at play. Sergeant Sellers says they were able to have units in front of the pursuit as well as behind to help keep traffic off the road and not endanger anyone.
We were able to deploy spike strips on the semi-truck at milepost 191, and his tires failed and he drove off the road here.
The driver did suffer some minor injuries from driving off the road and was taken to the Wood County Hospital.
Gave us no explanation as to why he ran or for what reason. You know, it just is hard to put your mind around what people do.
Sandusky City Police have identified the driver as Ronald Weaver from Tennessee, born in 1953. He was carrying a load of pickles. Police say Weaver will be taken to the Wood County Jail after his treatment and mental testing at the hospital. So police say what started as a fairly minor theft has now ended in 2 or 3 felonies from a few different counties, including theft and fleeing and eluding police. Reporting live in Perrysburg, Kristi Leigh, 13 ABC Action News. Yes, the mayor arrived safely back in Toledo about an hour ago. He was meeting with Chrysler CEO Sergio Marchioni in Auburn Hills. It was important to him that he have that face-to-face meeting to address comments he had made about a week ago to journalists. He told them that he wasn't sure about the future of the Wrangler being made in Toledo, if Toledo could handle an aluminum-built Wrangler. So there was concerns there, and obviously that's important to Toledo. Now, we've been following this very important meeting all day long. In fact, 13 ABC's Sean Haggerty did try and ask the mayor a few questions before he stepped into that meeting, but the mayor was just not having it. He was not answering those questions at that time, saying that the matter was very serious and he just needed to have all his attention on that. We were met with much the same response when he returned here back in Toledo. You can't just tell us how it went?
I have nothing right now.
Feeling good about it? Anything?
Please respect what I told you. 6 o'clock.
Now, the mayor is expected to talk about that meeting and how it went coming up at 6 o'clock. They are going to be holding a press conference right here at One Government Center. So, of course, we'll be bringing that to you live. So we're all anticipating what the mayor will say and how this meeting went. So stick with us. We'll have that in about a half hour. But for now, reporting live from One Government Center, Kristi Leigh, 13 ABC Action News.
Thank you. A family tradition of daily acts of kindness led to a young Waterville boy's decision to really pay it forward.
It ended up touching a whole family and inspiring others. 13 ABC's Kristi Leigh has the story, all new at 5:30.
This is Detroit Tigers.
Miles Eckert found a $20 bill in the parking lot while walking into Cracker Barrel to eat with his mom and sister.
I think most kids his age, she's going to be 9 next month, would have been like, oh, let's go buy a video game. I found $20. And now Miles and Marley together decided our waitress, it's her lucky day.
But that same day, Lieutenant Colonel Frank Daly of Perrysburg came to grab lunch with his wife.
I happened to be in uniform because it was a break from work for me.
Mr. Daly walked in and Miles' eyes lit up and he looked at me, he said, Mom, we're supposed to give that $20 to that soldier.
My wife noticed a little guy behind me that kept trying to approach me, and then he'd run back to his mom.
And he was super, super excited, and he asked me if I had a pen and paper, and he wanted to write him a note.
Lieutenant Colonel Daly ended up getting the $20 and the note that read, Dear Soldier, my dad was a soldier. He's in heaven now. I found this $20 in the parking lot when we got here. We like to pay it forward in my family. It's your lucky day. Thank you for your service. Miles Eckert, a Gold Star kid.
When I saw that soldier, it made me think of my dad. So I decided to give it to him.
Miles' father, Andy Eckert, died in the line of duty in 2005.
I could hardly keep a composure, And then finally, at the bottom, it said that he was a Gold Star kid, and so that indicated to me that he had a loss in the family.
How did that make you feel when he came over and said thank you?
Really happy.
I'm going to keep that note for my lifetime.
So $20 found on the pavement by a young boy and given away is inspiring that family to pay it forward as well.
For a little guy to give up quite the treasure to him was inspirational to us. And my wife and I talked about it, and immediately we were on the same page that we were going to pay that forward into the community, and hopefully that $20 grows even more.
In Maumee, Kristi Leigh, 13 ABC Action News.
She is a single mom struggling with multiple sclerosis, and now the Sylvania woman is getting kicked out of the home she's lived in for 20 years. 13 ABC's Kristi Leigh joins us live with the emotional details, and it's a story you'll only see right here on 13 ABC. Kristi?
Well, she's getting by with a little help from her friends. Beth Weeks has been a member of St. Matthew's Episcopal Church for about 7 years. She says she's hit rock bottom and doesn't know what she would do without her church family.
It's been wonderful. It's been just so awesome to have all of them surrounding me to help me through this difficult time.
Beth Weeks was a massage therapist, but
because of this stupid hand I like to cut off, I can't do a massage with one hand.
She hasn't been able to work since her symptoms of MS started to appear just 2 years ago.
Hers has been so aggressive, so fast. She just came down with it in the end of 2012, and already she's at a place where she can hardly walk.
Reverend Joe Keblish Jr., Weeks' pastor, says she's always been a strong, self-sufficient woman. He didn't know how bad things had gotten for her until just recently. Weeks says she hasn't been able to work but has been denied disability twice already.
Yes, they said I am capable of working.
And just about a year ago, her 17-year-old son Tyler started exhibiting speech and mobility issues.
Trying to figure out his deal, and there's no answers for any of that.
Weeks took Tyler to the Cleveland Clinic for MS testing, and she came home to this, an eviction notice on her door.
Just been like one thing after the next.
Weeks' church family took action right away. Dozens came to help her get her things out of her home of 20 years and into storage. The pastor's son and wife are even keeping Weeks and her 2 sons in their home while helping her find a place to stay.
All of them told us the same thing. You must be homeless first before we help you. So we have to put a woman with MS and 2 children on the streets before we can get help from anyone.
Reverend Keblish says it's been gratifying to see so many in his parish helping out.
It just makes my heart feel good. It breaks my heart to see what's happening to her. I feel hopeless, helpless sometimes. It's overwhelming.
The next step for Beth Weeks will be to go before a judge and see if she can get the disability she says she needs. In the meantime, she's looking for a place her and her 2 boys can call home. Her church is helping, but Reverend Joe Keblish Jr. says if anyone else wants to help, they can contact St. Matthew's Episcopal Church in Sylvania. For more information on that, go to our website. Reporting live tonight, Kristi Leigh, 13 ABC Action News.
Tough story. Kristi, thank you.